Faceless Void. Tusker!
Prepare for battle.
This one is in the bag, and that one is too, and that one, they are all in the bag.
Seconds to battle. The battle begins.
Is mine.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Forget it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Haste.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Reserve time.
Sven stands ready.
Dire team pick. Seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team back. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
They seem to like these heroes because this is almost an identical draft.
Yeah, you know, I was kind of looking through their history with Sven especially, and I'm actually seeing that game I think you're talking about where they actually ran it against Complexity. They ran with an Ogre Magi though as their 5th hero, but obviously he's banned here, not going to be seen. So now what hero are we going to have in place of Ogre is kind of the question for Team NP for that secondary support even for them. So
yeah, I'll have to see. I think that's IX Mike faces Void. BSG doesn't really play that hero, so I'm not sure what they're gonna go for. The heroes BSG plays that are left. Slark's pretty mediocre here. Slark Void is one of the worst carry offliner combos in the game, just because you don't really do any damage inside of the chrono. You know, you both sort of do the same thing. You go in, you like blow up hero. It's just not great. Maybe the Terrorblade looking at this game, but they have so much burst damage. They're just, I'm not really sure what carry they're gonna go for. We'll see if NP has the same feelings as me, or if they think it's a safe lane Void.
okay. Yeah, their final ban coming out here again. Gonna put some thought into this one. This has been, again, our final game of the night. Still in it if you lose here, but this sets you up with a matchup against EG, which is nothing easy by any means, but let's see if we can make it to the winner's bracket a little bit easier overall. Sniper ban.
Okay, so they think it's the OD safe lane. Okay.
Huh. Okay, so
yeah, this is definitely a good sniper game. Very good versus the Sven. None of NP's heroes are good at getting on top of the sniper. Also works super well with Chrono and Undying heroes that can zone out the other heroes really easily. Just overall an annoying hero, and super good at defending high ground. Combined with the Chronosphere just makes it almost impossible for a lineup with Sven as your base breaker to go high ground.
So the final pick, again, you figure it's going to replace what was the Ogre Magi in the lineup, more that core support here.
Yeah, they may go for that support Slardar again. Elder Titan. Alright, buffing up a lot of their magical damage. Can do pretty well in the lanes. Helps set up for arrows. Sets up for, you know, Sven to walk up and stun. Chakram, stuff like that. So overall, just a pretty nice hero. Give him some AoE control. Just a nice pick, you know?
Yeah, see, but that final pick, it's one of those options, it's like, yeah, we'll take it. Good option. Omni Knight final
so
pick.
It is BSJ Void, okay. IX Mike Omni Knight, wow.
You saw that coming. He's not an Omni Knight player, I take it.
No, he's an Omni Knight player.
Oh, he is?
No, that was an unironic wow.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I kind of worry for Freedom's lanes. NP always make sure they put this Timber versus the other hero, because Timber just doesn't lose to other offliners 1v1, and they're gonna do some sort of aggro try. Another aggro try is like, it's not amazing, it's pretty good, and this Timber is gonna win that lane. EE a lot of times will rotate to that tri lane reasonably early on, try and kill it. Overall, I think that's what they're going to try and go for. We'll have to see if Freedom is willing to take that fight against the tri lane, or if they're going to dodge. But Void, not the greatest tri lane hero. Really, all he offers is right clicks early on. So
yeah. All right, here we go. Game number 3. Again, final game of the night. Coming at you, Tomato. Getting his hands on that ODM, and overall in the series is definitely done very solid. Again, even in the first game, he was playing that techies there, so the young prodigy for Team Freedom. so far, I think it's safe to say, having a pretty good series against the likes of NP. Top lane smoke coming out from NP.
Eagle
Undying's
knows
up
what's
here.
up.
Yeah, he's gonna spot it and then run.
They did this in the other game too. They smoke up whenever they do this draft, and they go and they lead with the Sven's on into the
Oh.
bottom arrow, and they get the first blood. We'll see if it works again.
Oh.
Oh, BSJ, did you watch that replay? Run, dude, run! Oh, he didn't watch the replay.
Run! No, he ran right into them. He did. We're gonna see basically about a pre-rune first blood at all 3 games now. It's not the first 2, and whoever got it won the game. I'm just saying.
This is true. BSJ, you may have just cost your team the game.
that's GG. No. Yeah, that's not the best of starts, but he was not watching the replay, as you said.
Yeah, they did that
watch
exact
that.
same thing. It's interesting. They sort of just rinse and repeating that draft. We'll see if it works as well as it did in that game. It ended up working pretty well. MSS got massively farmed and just sort of owned, and it looks like they are. Like I said, putting this Timber up against the Omni Knight, so getting that 1v1 matchup. Maybe the Undying will help down in the bot lane, or they'll sit up there and help this Void, but so far the lane's looking pretty good. This mid lane is going to go okay for bottom, not amazing. Top lane should do very well, and the Timbersaw, of course, will do very well, as he is one of the strongest laners in the game.
So this middle lane matchup here again, blocking the creep wave all the way too, but a little bit better on the side of Tomato there. The Mirana, here comes the box out from Eagle on that Undying. Crystal Maiden gonna be busy doing a little bit of jungle herself, taking advantage of that frostbite ability. Guess that's you know, definitely a strength of perhaps an earlier on Crystal Maiden. Can farm effectively by herself with that W.
Yeah, this seems like Freedom's the strat they have against NP. They just camp NP and wreck his early landing stage, give Tomato a really good start. Eagle, like I said before, an expert at mid-sitting and showing off in this series. After that first game, realizing, hey, their other lanes are really, really strong all the time, and not really lanes we can pressure or change that much. So I'm just gonna go sit mid and ruin EE's game.
Yeah. No, he's definitely being a nuisance early on, that's for sure. I mean, E, you see 3-0, OD 4-3, so again, very, very early here, but constantly providing that decay, and see down to 380 life now and counting, so let's be a little bit careful right here, Eagle. You had a gank going around with that decay, and he's gonna throw it out, so he really is just keeping that harassment up. Kind of fun to watch as a spectator, but probably not so fun to play against in that case there, so. Howie, what kind of build, what kind of talent build, skill build even, should we see on Sven, you think? Is he going to get that greater cleave kind of leveled up for farming purposes, or what?
Yeah, that's pretty much the only build you can go on this hero. Sometimes people will deviate a little bit by getting 2 points in the stun if they need a little bit more burst damage to kill. So he may look at doing that, but other than that, yeah, you have to max the cleaver. This hero is just completely useless without farm.
Yeah.
He's a hero that needs to be ahead, or he's just too easy to kite. He doesn't have the burst damage to blow heroes up, which is sort of what Sven's all about, just two-shotting heroes. Being really tanky with that Warcry and just charging in.
Like, you get that Echo Saber, plenty of damage. Can come out there. So yeah, you see Eagle now the top lane, obviously Crystal Maiden rotating more sort of to the middle lane right here. Has it level 3 as well. Gonna take some pressure from Skywrath Mage, throwing out some Arcane Bolts. But we'll be fine. Top lane, it constantly looks like there's action up here, but no, they just happen to all be melee heroes, so they're really on top of each other. Got Owie bumping that battle, or Warcry, excuse me. Just simply kind of scare them off, getting that armor buff, but not necessarily going to have a lot come out of it. He's out of mana currently. He does have a mango on him, though, yeah. Which, able to get that burst of mana back, of course. So there's that Great Cleave now leveled. And ideally that'll start kicking in. How's this bottom matchup going, though? We got Timbersaw 13-2, Omni Knight 10-1 so far. Would you say that's expected here, Timbersaw, this slight advantage?
Yeah, they're both gonna farm. There's not really much either hero can do to zone each other out of the lane early on. When this Timber gets 6, things can change a little bit because you can start spamming the Chakram if the Timber has a slight lead on CS, but if the Omni Knight gets to his Arcane Boots or his Soul Ring or whatever mana item he's going early on, yeah, it looks like he's going to Soul Ring, so if he can get to that, then he can just spam heals on his self repels and he'll be fine. But if MSS can get an early enough gap in the CS to where he can get more mana regen than the Omni Knight and sort of spam him down with the Chakram. Sometimes you can pressure a kill or force the Omni back to base and sort of continue to open up that net worth gap. But as is, it's pretty even.
So you kind of box him out right there. Obviously, yeah, Undying getting picked up at the top lane. A great rotation coming out from Skywrath Mage, really rotating all the way around. There's no vision up here, as you can see, from Team Freedom, that is. And that allows Skywrath Mage to kind of get in the flank position and help set up that kill onto the Undying, who was just a little bit too far up at that point. So takes advantage, and now Skywrath sitting in the middle lane. Almost level 3 here.
Yeah, Toronto smells something, but it looks like he may end up getting caught, use the Astral, and it's probably going to go down now.
Yeah, especially with the Elder Titan behind, there's a sleep. And nothing more he can do at that point. So easy arrow set up, and down goes OD. So yeah, got a little too comfortable himself pushing up. Yeah, the rotations have been really on point. This is definitely going to flashing back a little bit to the first game. The early progression here of NP. I mean, I guess all 3 games have kind of been this way now. Because even last game, Freedom actually got up to a great start and with their roam and harassment and the early kills there. So, but it's NP's favor this time around. And now Skywrath coming to the top lane. In fact, Faceless is going in pretty aggressive right here. Crystal Maiden has a frostbite. They were trying to reach, but now Skywrath's beating it. Puts the silence down. All of a sudden, Crystal Maiden, the one that's on the run right here. The stomp comes out from Elder Titan. They're trying to kill that Tombstone. They will do so. Getting that nice bounty. Can they finish off Juby? They do lose Elder Titan. Sven in pursuit, though. Not going to do enough damage, however. He takes a frostbite, but now here comes Arana, and that will secure the kill on a Crystal Maiden. So, in the end, they do come through.
Yeah, it's a rotation that he likes to do quite often. He'll find a rune, or even without a rune, he'll run up to that tri-lane and make a fight happen. But the stick on the CM as well as the decay heal on, or the soul rip heal onto the CM kept him alive for quite a while. Skywrath ran out of mana, so the steady flow of nukes stopped, and we're able to make it a 1-for-1 with E having the rotation. So a nice trade for Freedom. Tomato catching up in some farm after that early death. Nice to see as as OD, not a great hero from behind, but a very, very nice hero whenever you're ahead.
Yeah. Level 6 now picks up that Arcade mentioned, so see if you can make any plays with that. But Crystal Maiden is roaming on through. It's level 4 currently. Headed towards that bottom rune area. I was going to say hello to Elder Titan, as Undying nearby as well. Bottom lane again, Omni Knight and Timbersaw. It's almost like there's no other game going on around them. This is their lane, and that's all they're dealing with at this point so far. But as I say this, Timbersaw now gonna realize that there's other players in this game. Out comes the slow, the frostbite gonna hit, but not close enough. Not worth the dive right there. So Timbersaw will be fine, and that armor kind of kicking in too. It's level 4 right now, the reactive armor. And he heals right back up, so he's good to go. Not a big deal for him. But yeah, it's Timbersaw. Kind of joking about that a little bit, but mobility of Timbersaw, I mean, earlier on in the game, should they be looking to do more of that now? He has a shock room here. Getting involved, perhaps?
Probably not. He's probably just going to sit in the safe lane and farm up for as long as he can. Things are getting sort of rough right now with this Omni Knight hitting repel after, or purification after purification, so the 360 pure damage really slicing through the timber, but immediately healing back up with the level 4 reactive armor every time. So not too big of a deal for him.
And once again, harassed right there. The Chakram comes out, the nice sleep on top of that, and now Crystal Maiden in trouble. He does have that repel up, but is it going to be enough? The chase is successful. However, now in comes that Chrono Spear, but whether or not they have enough damage, that's the big question. Purification used to stop. Nice dodge, though, by BSJ with the time walk, and he secures the kill as a result. Very well played on his part. Timbersaw, of course, going to be fine, but at least they get the turn kill. Onto the other.
It was a nice play. The only issue with this is that they can't force this timber out the lane, and they can't really pressure the tower either. So they get the kill, but nothing else is really going to come of it. And Sven now has space to free farm up in this top lane. Everyone else knows the chrono is down, so he does get a kill with his first chrono, but it puts 2 of your cores in one lane with both of them, not really able to do anything from here. So not the most amazing, but as I say, that Omni TP's up to top, so sort of fixing that, and now gonna situate the Void down here in this bottom lane. But Void at this point is not a hero that can lane versus the Timber, so Arcanes and the Soul right now.
Wow, that arrow almost hitting Omni Knight at the top. That's a kill for sure, but We'll miss it instead. No time tries for a stomp, just simply harassment, not going to connect, and they're not going to get any kills as a result of that. So well played right there on the side of Freedom. But yes, you're talking about Timbersaw. He's just still loving life down here. Picks up the arcane boots off to the side of that to go with the soul ring. He's got plenty of mana to work with, and again, so his farm MSS, this godly Timbersaw being played by MSS. Kind of seeing the progress of it right now, and that's going to be bad news bears for Team Freedom over here. Sven, we haven't really talked too much about his progress, as that Helm of the Dominator in the works, it looks like. The Helm of Iron Will picked up.
Radiant's top tower.
But yeah, probably going to be an Echo Saber after that, I would assume.
Yeah, they already have quite a few ancient stacks going, so whenever he does get like level 8, level 9, has more levels in Warcry, they're probably going to take the ancients. I doubt after what happened at the Major Owie is ever going to die to the ancients again, so gotta make sure he has enough levels in Warcry to survive that big first gold income you get from the ancients, which puts Sven so far ahead.
God, yeah, you see this Timbersaw though, it's just crazy to see him like at full life and just so much mana as well because of the region that he has and the arcane boots and the soul ring. It's just ridiculous how sustainable he is by himself. Now he needs to be careful not to get too comfortable here. I mean, he's pushing up pretty far, and there is a Crystal Maiden nearby kind of roaming in, so I guess he's not necessarily too worried of being again level 4 reactive armor. They would need a lot of damage to really do him in, and just those two probably not enough this time.
Yeah, this is like one of the best things about doing this, doing the aggro try in the safe lane solo Timbersaw is that you're basically just unkillable with the max reactive armor, the 144 build, so you can just sort of sit in that off lane, do whatever you want, and very hard to kill. But as I say that, they have the combo.
Yeah, he got caught by the Timber Chain. He was trying to use it right there, but he got frostbitten and actually is going to be killed. No, the Timber Chain at the last second. The stomp and then the Earth Splitter comes out from Elder Titan, and Timbersaw actually is going to live. The charges of the reactive armor. You see Eagle right there attempting to use the Soul Rip or the Decay even to try to kill him, but it's just not enough. So well played in getting away. I was going to say that was a little bit quick right there. That was porting in right as the Invis Maiden was coming in, and if he just waited just a second longer, they might have got a better opening right there. But they still almost got the kill, but despite that. But obviously not enough. Meanwhile, top lane, actually, the Arctic Steel Silence on a Faceless Void. Sven cannot get close enough, however, to throw out that Stormhammer. And he will be fine there. But yeah, living throughout all that at the bottom lane. I mean, that was so many resources used, really, by Freedom to get nothing out of it.
Yeah, definitely really, really nice rotation from SVG. The OD actually went Midas, something I really, really like. A lot of OD players have started doing that more recently. STCCC, I think I said one too many C, but he does that build nowadays. Because OD, just as a hero, whenever you go that drums build, you run out of net worth, or your net worth slows down quite greatly after the laning stage. You don't farm super fast, and he's a hero that also really benefits from levels and attack speed. So Midas overall, just a nice item on the hero, and helps you fight as well because of the attack speed, because you get to your higher levels in Arcane Orb in the passive faster, and so it just makes you do more damage, as well as letting you scale better in the late game, especially in a game like this where he is their big right-click heavy core until this OD gets more, until this Void gets more items in the late game. Because right now he's just sort of a chrono machine working on that. Vlad's not really a strong hero right now compared to the Sven, who almost has the Echo Saber, so I like that build from Tomato adapting to the situation.
Yeah, tower kill, well, speaking of Sven, obviously that's progressing him so much further. Elder Titan up here is trying to find an opportunity. He can't really do that, though. Instead, Sven will kind of steal a bit of the jungle. You also talk about those Ancients. Currently not stacked. I don't know if they've already done those or not. But, yeah, just the single set currently. But, yeah, and he has that Oblivion Staff, so the Echo Saber, just around the corner now. He also has a Satyr here. I'm going to assist and do that Ancient stacking, ideally. Crystal Maiden's kind of roaming through by herself in the jungle. She does get a ward down. Pretty aggressive one at that before falling back. Now his bottom lane. Nope. Just Timbersaw again. He doesn't even know other lanes are in this game. Why should he? I mean, he's doing fine down here. Still at the bottom.
Yeah, NP actually snooping around in the dire jungle, takes one of their stacks, forces the CM TP in, leaps away and barely TPs out, so nice rotation, forces the CM to come up to this top lane, as well as takes their stack, so continuing to just mess around, and he almost, or about halfway to that egg scepter, only 2 components missing, has the point boost around 1,000 gold, so well on his way.
That Echo Saber now finished on Sven as well. He's going to be joined, actually, by the Skyrath mage here.
Radiant's bottom tower.
The speed aura to work with, so that's kind of a. Is that a mini that we see often? I mean, it has the kobold here with a speed aura. I feel like
Yeah,
that's not. Is it?
It's quite nice on less mobile carries. The only good ones you can get really are the ice armor, the cobalt, and the alpha wolf. And the Sven already has so much damage, he doesn't really need the alpha wolf. And the ice armor one is nice, but it only becomes better later into the game. So yeah, having the cobalt early on speeds up your farm, and it's just nice for early fighting.
Yeah, meanwhile, Omni Knight goes down to the bottom lane. It looks like they were attempting to almost dive this Timbersaw, who yet again survives, gets the turn kills, the ports come in, and they take out Undying on top of that. So, again, the Timbersaw really feels like he's somewhat of the MVP earlier on in this game. He's causing so much distraction down here. To still have 0 deaths seems pretty absurd. The fact that he's level 11 on top of that, his net worth is up there at 5,100. Third on his team, actually, which, you know, is still saying quite a bit considering both Mirana as well as Sven are doing fantastic even. So, port in the background, that's Omni Knight right there. Stormbolt Hammer even will hit onto Undying meanwhile, and there is the Mystic Flare to finish off Undying right there coming out from the Skyrath Mage. They also catch Crystal Maiden and the Earth Splitter, just helping to harass and keep out Omni Knight from that fight on top of that. So momentum continues, more so for NP, and they want more damage. Silence on Omni Knight right there. The stomp coming out, it will connect, and Elder Titan secures that kill. Yeah, this is the MP that we remember from game 1 now.
Yeah, they Freedom thought they could take this Timbersaw, but so far showing that they aren't really that well equipped to deal with it. It's just so hard to punish whenever you just sit in that safe lane, you take the early tower, have the 4 points up in reactive armor, and farm that quick bloodstone that he almost has. It's just a super strong hero that's a pain to deal with at all times in the game.
Yeah, this is just for Freedom. It's getting the farm on a faceless void is something that they could definitely use here. Going back to that idea of the damage you were talking about that earlier, where it needs quite a bit. That's where OD ideally for the time being is able to be a bit of that. But Timbersaw bottom, yeah, he ports out, or they are able to catch him here. But
yeah, he actually has the full bloodstone now, so very strong. And he's probably going to be looking for a fight with this Ags on bottom and the bloodstone on the Timbersaw. Going to be a really nice timing, as well as having the blink and the Echo Saber on the Sven after he clears up this Ancient stack. So a really nice timing brewing for MP, and Freedom at this point just looking for small skirmishes, getting a kill with Chrono every time it's up, but MP not really allowing them to do that, grouping up, making sure they get their item timings, and they're going to fight on their terms as they are the team in control right now.
There's that bottom tower kill, at least in favor of Freedom, so getting some objective done, their first tower kill of the game. But obviously you see the MP going further now. Timbersaw is pushing in that middle by himself, and he feels very confident, even as the infused raindrops on top of him to help stay alive if he was to get jumped right here. In fact, there's several throughout the lineup here of NP. In the earlier game, also see Skyrath Mage with some of his own, as well as Elder Titan, so making that a higher priority in the earlier game here. And now here goes the top secondary tower. They are doing Roshan meanwhile. They're going to kill it looks like, but will they trade a secondary tower for it? Fortification is still ready.
Yeah,
So
we'll see if they come up
see.
here and try and fight. The bottom is very low on mana, so E not going to be super useful if they come to fight, but they're going to be just a little bit too late. It's too hard to TP everyone in like that, and MP probably needs to get it a dodge, as the Mirana, like I said before, has no mana and about to pick up the Ag, so yeah, looks like they are just going to get it a town.
MSS, a couple of timber chains, and he's good to go. He gets the hell on out of there. Meanwhile, Mirana ultimate activated, but the rest of her teammates get the hell on out of there, and will be successful. So well played. Good team support using that Moonlight Shadow. And gets them to safety right there. So the smoke, unsuccessful for Freedom here at the top lane. I mean, there is still Skyrath up here, but he's going to port out before they maybe guess where he's at. It's almost as if they feel like somebody's still up here, but as we see, obviously, that's not the case. So the Aegis is on OD here, though. Does have that 4-staff now to go with the early Hands of Midas. How about Faceless? I mean, we're expecting, yeah, he's going to be able to Yasha here, so getting that Manta ASAP makes sense, you think?
Yeah, going into the Manta, he needs something to purge off this Skyrath E, so he may go into Yasha and then into the Diffusal afterward, but he's just going to be very squishy for a while. Even if he does go for the Yasha into Diffusal, It's about the same goal as a Manta, so for quite a while he's going to be very squishy, easy to kill with Skywrath Silence. Needs to be super duper careful.
Bottom lane, nope, just simply boxing out here onto the Mirana. Timbersaw is nearby, but also going to fall back before things get a little too crazy down here. So the momentum of NP as far as going kills left and right is going to slow down a little bit, but I think that's to their decision, really. Again, they're pretty content on farming up more now. They got the Blink Dagger onto Aoi 2000 here. Another 2,300 gold on top of that. Where's he going next? Is it the BKB route or what, a Chrysalis?
Yeah, most probably into the BKB. This OD is quite strong versus Sven right now. When he has the BKB, he's going to be practically invulnerable. The only thing the OD really can do is Astral the person who the Sven jumps and goes on, but without that, you know, the Sven may be looking to even jump the OD, so we can't do that. Puts him in a really, really nice position and makes Sven basically unkillable, so he can just jump and initiate, draw a lot of fire, then BKB, and just be sort of this in the middle invincible force while the Timbersaw zips around and does a bunch of damage along with the Potom Ags, who almost has a blink as well.
Oh, Timbersaw's going to try to pour it out. Can it catch him? No, the imprisonment. It looks like it's in cast animation for that. Timbersaw does actually make the escape and remains unkilled throughout this game. And yeah, now 3-0-4 record. So they all get out the bottom tower. A lot of objectives coming out right there, but God, look at these further items now being picked up. Bots just picked up by Mirana as well. To go with that earlier on Ags that Eternal Levy was able to pick up. So 2 minutes left on the Ag still. On the Aegis, excuse me, for OD right here. Ags, that lasts forever unless you destroy it or something. Yeah, continuing to farm though in the jungle off to the side. But, I mean, what about the supporting cast of Freedom? Do they have really anything to be excited about? Doesn't seem like it, unfortunately. Omni Knight does have a mechanism, so, and that's good, but...
Yes, Omni has a mech, which is nice. He has the max level repel as well, so we can put that on the OD. So that's why NP is split pushing right now, because Freedom has a pretty nice timing right now where they're strong at fighting with their max level repel, with the mech, the chrono, and the Aegis on the OD. So they're sort of split pushing, waiting that out, getting the BKB on their Sven. Looks like NP is gonna give up the kill here.
Well, he gotta kill himself, and oh my god.
Oh!
I mean, they killed him. There's that.
He died.
He's
died.
Definitely dead. I think they can be happy about that.
And how sick would it have been if he juked down after he walked out of the sentry range?
That would have been absurd.
They just missed both ults and ETPs out.
That would have been so ridiculous, yeah. But hey, they got him again. The communication probably could have been a little bit better right there from Freedom, but they get the kill. Now those are two fairly long cooldowns though, especially ODs. Chronosphere another 90 seconds here, but obviously NP is very aware that those are on cooldown, and remember Mirana has those bots, so they're kind of pushing the top lane up here. I wouldn't be surprised maybe if they kind of join together and look to push the top lane in. I mean, the Aegis has got to be wearing off very soon here for OD as well.
Yeah, we'll have to see. The Sven almost at BKB, has a couple of the components. Yep, only needs the recipe left now, so about 100 gold.
Alright.
And then they may be looking to fight.
There you go. Purchased, coming out. Alright, so the Aegis has now gone away from OD. Feeling a little more naked. And as a result of that, Titan middle lane just gonna harass with that stomp. Catches asleep, but doesn't have support nearby to make a play. OD should be fine. Yeah, Skywrath mage ports in, but again, can't get there in time. But Mirana's close. He does have an invis rune actually active. Oh, is he trying to snipe this courier? I think so. Yep, maybe. No, it went the other way. He's instead going for Omni Knight back here. We're just really scouting things out. Gonna wait for the teammate to come.
Needs to be careful. He's almost in range of the sentry, so... Oh, goodness sakes.
That was a really greedy arrow attempt. Very long distance right there, and actually, Omni Knight will get away. So yeah, I think that was greedy, man. That distance.
Dire's middle tower
Not surprised it didn't hit.
Yeah, Mike was probably gonna back after the camp, so looking for the short timing they had, but not quite hitting it, and not gonna get that pick off. He actually TPing bottom, so it looks like they're not really willing to defend that tower, and looks like they're still kind of scared of Freedom's timing right now, having the repel and the two big ultimates, the team fight and the tombstone as well, so NP just continuing to split the map and try and out farm Freedom, which they have been doing for quite a while, almost up to a 10k lead.
Skyrath, he's...
The jukes!
I don't know who's trying to find who. I guess the Undying's trying to find the Skyrath there. But I mean, Skyrath actually had support coming, whereas there's nothing there for Undying, so I kind of feel like that would have been bad for Undying.
Yeah, the reverse juke.
Yeah. Probably good that he actually gets out of there, because, yeah, there's no tower to port to or anything, so... You'd have been a dangerous spot, the Chronosphere bottom. BSJ, that was a reach.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Swing and a miss, as they would say.
And you can sort of see Freedom's mindset from like these kind of plays they're making. Like they can tell they're getting out farmed. They're getting pulled across the map, and they're missing their timing. They're trying to go for these these really, really tight corners that are hard to hit because they're just looking for something to happen. If he realizes this and is just continuing to play across the map, baiting them. And now they're gonna lose the Undying as well, so NP just like, sort of like oh, maybe not. Oh, there we go. But yeah, they're just outmaneuvering them across the map and out farming them.
Yeah, I thought for a second Undying actually was going to live there too, but obviously Timbersaw showing off that blink dagger as well. And that god strength from Sven pushing in this lane so aggressively. Top lane, they're trying to catch Faceless Void, but he will get away. So that is the last outer tower already destroyed in favor of Team NP, as we're now just approaching the 25-minute mark at this time. So OG does have the scythe now that he chooses to get with the how about that? I mean, do you think that's actually the correct decision, considering you're talking about the idea of lacking maybe a little bit of damage here? Is crowd control as a scythe the item that they needed here?
I do think so. A lot of times you see people go for like a drums or the hurricane pike, and then maybe it's a blink and a hex afterward, but getting this hex early on is definitely something they needed, and it, you know, once again sort of plays to, you know, how this game is going. They can feel they need to find some pickoffs, and so going for this hex early on gives them some more burst damage, you know, maybe can even find a solo kill with this ult. But he is he's very in on getting those pickoffs, but it does make him a stronger team fighter as well. Just an overall very good item out of even May.
Oh, jump at the top lane. Oh. No, he's speaking of the Mr. Flair gets pushed out, though he's going to survive as a result. As Ding comes on. The Guardian Angel even pops, using everything Bryce to be in the arsenal right there. Ben wants to keep going though. He has that God strength up. It's going to be wearing off with the Guardian Angel, and he does find the stun on Omninet in the back. They catch both as a result. And now OD's in trouble. The air splitter are going to be as well. The Koda's in the background, but it's like alright, I do no damage. I gotta run. As all his team supports are basically Crystal making this alive, but not here just yet. She is running in, puts a frostbite out. They catch Faceless, and the double kill for Sven, and here they go. Into the base. There's no buybacks. Faceless is the only one with a buyback. They're going to get Crystal as well. That's 100% of racks right here. Possibly more.
Hey, these guys are coming to play, so we better come to play too, and turned it back on, and this is the MP that we saw in the first game playing really cleanly, understanding exactly what the other team wants to do with their draft and flying around it perfectly. So they have no way to get back into the game.
There we go with those melee racks. You see Undying, Resurrecting, but again, even with the buyback of Faceless Void, it's just not worth using. There would be absolutely no point. Doesn't have a Chronosphere. It'd be minimal heroes with him, so they just let it go. And mission accomplished there for NP here at the top lane. So the 18-3 hero killer. Let's take a look at that net worth graph. Haven't done it yet, and Oh, maybe I shouldn't have, because it's kind of as expected and just almost scary for Freedom, really. Almost a 20,000 gold lead overall. Only 27 minutes in. That is just that's a painful lead if you're Freedom over there.
Yeah, almost building into the data list now as well. Sven, so has the capability to even one shot, or not one shot, but kill them within the Echo Saber. The Sven, I mean the OD, or the Void, just tons of burst damage on him. Marana has 3.7k gold, so maybe going for that E. Play for more burst potential, or also maybe going for a defusal on him, or some sort of a right-clicky build, because the burst build isn't really great versus an Omni Knight versus an OE. Heroes that can save, the Void can, use his time walk to purge it all off, so may go for more of a right-clicky build on the bottom.
What about the Rod of Atos here picked up by Skyra? That's an item we do not see often, right? But what do you think that's the logic is there?
I mean, it's just one of the better Scarith Mage items that allows you to actually threaten solo kills a lot of heroes. The item in itself is actually quite a good item. The slow is super long range and really annoying to play versus especially Freedom's cores heroes that don't really buy BKB, so it is definitely very, very nice. Just a support like Skyrath that uses the int, uses the HP, sort of uses all the components of it, and isn't a hero that really needs any other items. It can be quite nice to go into, so. Whoa.
Oh my gosh, Murata just jumps in with that Starfall. She leaps out before too much happens. Timbersaw joins the party. There's the Earth Splitter in the midst of it, and Undying's kind of one left behind. Chronosphere did catch Skyrath into the background, but he's throwing up with the Eel Scepter. Not going to be able to do too much. Okay, they do kill Skyrath back here, but he's losing teammates. Undying goes down, and now PSG needs to be careful himself. Sven with that God Strength. He's looking to maybe hit somebody, get that Echo Saber off. You see the somebody was put under right there. It looks like the Omni Knight, and there's the Hex out of Sven. Sven's going to fall, actually. The Sanity's Eclipse right there. Freedom actually winning this fight. In fact, MSS now on the run has that Lotus Orb up, but he's keeping his distance as he loses Elder Titan. So a successful fight for Team Freedom, actually. Oh, but it's not stolen. I thought he stole that for a second. But OD does pick up the Aegis. Eternal Envy was going for the snipe. Unsuccessful though. So there's hope. Hope for Freedom.
Yeah, you can see the potential of, we saw in that game 2 game when EG versus Cold, Tombstone on that hill there. If you don't have vision of it, don't have heroes that are very good at hitting it, which MP has terrible heroes at killing the Tombstone. Sven, Timbersaw, both of those heroes like to jump and burst heroes, not really great at hitting random things like Pugna Wards, the Tombstone, stuff like that. So getting it on the cliff and those zombies just massively kiting Sven. He only hit like 3 times on heroes during his entire BKB and then just getting massacred by the OD ult. Tomato really farmed now compared to the rest of his team, and even compared to the NP core, still has a reasonable net worth. Has the Hurricane Pike now as well, so Freedom with that fight actually in a reasonable position. 5k gold swing with that fight, so bringing it back down.
Yeah, don't get us wrong. Still a lot of work to be done, of course, for Freedom right here, as far as ultimately coming through and win this game. But that's a step in the right direction. They did the part of, all right, this game's not over. At least we definitely have hope. Now again, you do see the top. You see those creep waves even pushing into the base actually. So yeah, they are going to port back and realize that they got to deal with that rather than trying to go further forward right here. The secondary tower middle does remain alive as a result, and now NP is working out, so working their way out even.
Working out.
Yeah, they're working out, lifting weights, yo.
While they watch the World Series.
Yeah. Almost done. What is, who's got a Bloodthorn? That would be,
Owie, right?
That's Owie then. Yeah, there you go. That makes sense. Has that finished?
Yep, really nice versus the OD can't repel himself, can't Guardian Angel, so allows you to just burst a couple different heroes. If the Void has already used Manta, then it gives you more kill potential on him, and also gives you the guaranteed 2 crits. So versus these heroes that have a lot of escape mechanisms, a lot of kitey spells, sort of stuff that's really annoying, the Bloodthorn can be a viable choice over the Daedalus if they don't have heroes that just sort of sit there and allow you to jump on them without any trouble.
Mm-hmm. Top lane, BSJ. On that Faceless Void, he gets away before. Able to catch him. Yeah, he's selling with the Blink Dagger as well. So again, as far as damage output goes, Faceless is still not doing a lot, especially in that single target presence. But now with the Blink Dagger, you figure he probably is going to progress more into damage here. Probably with the Diffusal Blade, I would assume. Or as a damage pulse. Speaking of that, actually, you know, they're going up against an Omni Knight here on MP's side. Is Diffusal something that they can get? Like Mirana, I guess, would be the only candidate, really.
Yeah, they may be looking to get a Diffusal on E. I really hope he goes for a right-click build this game. I think going for the E-Blade Dagon build would be that good this game. I think going for more of maybe Diffusal into Neona or something like that would be more viable, as, you know, like we said before, they have a lot of heroes that are very escapable, so